morning. Welcome to Tribune News on Q, your go-to morning news source, only here at the Daily Tribune. We're now live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and the Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. For today's headlines. A year after Rodrigo Duterte was flown to The Hague to face crimes against humanity charges over his drug war at the International Criminal Court, Sara Duterte called his arrest a kidnapping. Rising tensions in the Middle East are heightening fears of fuel price volatility in the Philippines, which relies heavily on imported diesel and gasoline. Political figures are debating a rumored alliance between Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and opposition groups to block a possible 2028 presidential bid by Sara Duterte. The House of Representatives of the Philippines approved on second reading a bill allowing Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to temporarily suspend or reduce fuel excise taxes during economic emergencies and global price shocks. Japan will release strategic oil reserves as early as Monday, according to Prime Minister Sanei Takaichi, to help ease fuel price pressures caused by the Middle East conflict. Ferdinand Marcos Jr. assured the public that the Philippines has a stable oil supply despite escalating tensions in the Middle East. Jisoo and Seo In-guk star in the series Boyfriend on Demand, which features a romantic journey set in Cebu City and is streaming worldwide on Netflix. Far Eastern University Diliman Baby Tamaraws defeated Ateneo Blue Eagles 111-73 to secure a twice-to-beat advantage in the UAAP Season 88 High School Boys Basketball Final Four. Today is the 12th of March 2026, Thursday, and I'm Eliana Lacap, bringing you today's top stories. Let's kick things off with today's weather. Today, the northeast monsoon will bring cloudy skies with rains over Luzon and Visayas, while the trail of Tropical Storm Nuri outside the Philippine area of responsibility affects eastern Mindanao. The Nagat Islands and Surigao del Norte will see scattered rains and thunderstorms with possible flash floods or landslides. Batanes and Babuyan Islands will have cloudy skies with rain. Metro Manila, the rest of Luzon, and other areas will experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rains. Winds are moderate to strong in northern and eastern Luzon, eastern Visayas, and Mindanao, when moderate to rough coastal waters. Now for a traffic update. Light traffic is reported at Balintawak Toll Plaza, Mindanao Toll Plaza, Bukawi Toll Plaza, and San Fernando northbound and southbound lanes. May Kawayan River Bridge southbound has the rightmost lane, lane number 4, closed for safety repair works, causing approximately 1.2 kilometers of traffic buildup. Counterflow is suspended, and the leftmost lane of the East Service Road from Ever Memorial Garden to Libdong May Kawayan is open as a supporting lane for all northbound vehicles. All other areas of NLEX, STX, and LNEX connector, including toll plazas and interchanges, support light traffic. Now let's move on to this morning's headlines. A year after former President Rodrigo Duterte was arrested and transferred to the International Criminal Court in The Hague over alleged crimes against humanity linked to his drug war, his family and supporters continue to protest the move. Vice President Sara Duterte called the arrest a kidnapping and a violation of national sovereignty, while Congressman Paulo Duterte described it as betrayal. The ICC issued a secret arrest warrant in March of 2025, leading to Duterte's arrest at NAIA and transfer to The Hague. Supporters have since held rallies and filed petitions for his return, as Senator Amy Marcos demands transparency on government cooperation with the ICC. Now, the Philippines is seeing elevated fuel prices as most diesel and gasoline imports come from the Middle East. Recent spikes stem from supply disruptions and fears over shipments through the Strait of Hormuz. Panic buying briefly strained the local diesel supplies, affecting transport, logistics, and agriculture. Jetty Petroleum President Leo Bellas said the prices are stabilizing but remain high, would face jump hikes of 1 to 11.50 pesos per liter. He noted the market is better stocked and urged measured purchasing, expecting prices to ease once supply normalizes. Now, speculation is growing about a possible alliance between President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and opposition blocs including Kakampik and Dilawan, aimed at blocking Sara Duterte's 2028 presidential bid. Former Senate President Franklin Dillon said such tactical unity could be feasible, while Labor leader Luke Espiritu called it a kiss of death. For opposition credibility, figures like Kiko Aquino, and Senator Risa Hontiveros urged caution, citing moral compromise and voter confusion. Analysts note it could counter Duterte's Mindanao popularity, but no formal alliance exists as of March of 2026. Now, the House approved on second reading House Bill numbers 8418, allowing President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to temporarily suspend or reduce fuel excise taxes during economic emergencies or global price shocks. The measure aims to ease rising transport, food, and household costs without waiting for full legislation. Presidential action requires a recommendation from the Development Budget Coordination Committee, and triggers such as Dubai crude hitting $80 per barrel for a month or a certified state of emergency. Reductions are capped at 6 months per instance, with excise taxes automatically reinstated after conditions normalize. Congress must be notified within 15 days. Now, Japan will release its strategic oil reserves starting March 16 to ease rising fuel prices from the Middle East conflict, Prime Minister Sanei Takaichi announced. Tokyo will release 15 days of private reserves and 1 month of national reserves, bypassing a coordinated IEA release, with over 400 million barrels in total reserves. Japan relies on Middle East imports for 95% of its crude, 70% via the Strait of Hormuz. The move aims to stabilize domestic gasoline around 170 yen per liter, while Takaichi plans coordination with the G7 IEA and a meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump. Now, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. assured March 11 that the Philippines' oil supply remains stable despite Middle East tensions. He noted sufficient fuel inventories and shipments avoiding conflict zones like the Strait of Hormuz to cushion rising prices. Marcos plans to certify as urgent a bill allowing temporary suspension of or reduction of fuel excise taxes. If Dubai crude averages $80 per barrel or during emergencies, relief could last up to 6 months, removing 10 pesos per liter gasoline and 6 pesos diesel taxes. Alternative oil sources are also being explored as fuel companies raise prices up to 24 pesos per liter. Now, K-drama stars Jisoo of Blackpink and actor Seo In-guk headline Netflix romantic comedy Boyfriend on Demand, filmed in Cebu in February of 2025. The series follows a woman exploring virtual dating simulations, uncovering unexpected emotions and life lessons. Cebu's beaches, resorts, and local hospitality are prominently featured, with support from the Philippine Department of Tourism. Since its March 6 premiere, the show ranks 4th on Netflix Philippines' top shows, boosting Cebu's visibility to Korean tourists, the country's largest source of international visitors. Now, Far Eastern University Diliman dominated Ateneo 111-73 in the UAAP Season 88 High School Boys Basketball Final Four, earning a twice-to-beat edge. FEUD's first victory over Ateneo came 2 elimination round losses. First-year coach Mike Reyes lauded the team's complete 40-minute effort. Cabs Cabolinas led with 28 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, and 3 blocks. Aided by Dwayne Enriquez, JB Cagruan, and Joseph Franes, Pat Song will sit out the Final Four opener due to technical fouls. The other semifinal features NU Nazareth versus De La Salle Zubel. Now, a quick look at today's horoscope. Today calls for creativity and intuition, Pisces. Your imagination and kindness guide small decisions and creative projects. Trust your gentle instincts and test ideas simply. Speak with kindness and set clear, calm boundaries, allowing intuition and creativity to lead you towards steady and meaningful progress throughout the day. Now, Katribu, did you know that on March 12, 1930, Mahatma Gandhi led a small group of Indians on a march from Sabarmati Ashram to the coast of Dandi to illegally produce salt and protest British colonial laws? The British had a monopoly on salt, forcing Indians to buy heavily taxed imported salt. Gandhi's Salt March, a key act of civil disobedience or satyagraha, sparked nationwide defiance. With over 60,000 people arrested by the end of the year, the march exposed the injustice of British rule and drew global attention. Helped in part by American journalist Webb Miller's reporting, it became a pivotal moment in India's struggle for independence. Now, today's viral story comes from an Instagram reel that has racked up 943,000 views, featuring a guy taking a simple party game way too seriously. We all know how competitive party games can get, and this dude proves it. For a price of 3,000 pesos, he's tasked to bring a 7-Eleven crew, and just a few minutes later, he returns with a 7-Eleven worker in tow. Netizens couldn't stop laughing, leaving comments like, "Kaya pala ang tagal kong pinainit yung siopaw," and "Kaya pala biglang nawala yung cashier, nandito lang pala," among many other hilarious reactions. And that's all for now, mga katribo. Join us again at 1 o'clock p.m. for more updates. This has been Eliana Lacap for Tribune News on Q.